Hello YouTubers, this video is about a turntable, but let me give you a bit of a background first. In 2006 I moved from my hometown where I grew up, Luleå, to Stockholm, and one big issue then was that I had a big record collection including some sort of hi-fi equipment, and I couldn't really bring it all at once, so I had to bring it over bit by bit. Well, I could have brought it over all at once, but I didn't really have place for it in the beginning, and also I didn't have that much money because it took some time for me to find a teaching job in Stockholm. But when I had got my first salary as a teacher in Stockholm, I went and bought a portable turntable that I thought, okay, this doesn't take up much space and I'll use it until I'll be able to bring over my Lenko and my Riga Planer 2, which were the turntables I used in Luleå. And I checked around to see what alternatives I had. There weren't that many because the vinyl comeback hadn't really taken off yet back in 2006. But finally I managed to get hold of a turntable made by the DJ equipment makers Numark, and the model was called PT-01. I still have it, but it is at my mother's home that I use whenever I go there and if I want to listen to some vinyl, and it still works. And I'm going to insert some pictures of it here so you can see what it looks like. The Numark PT-01 was a very simple but nice little record player with built-in speakers, so also built-in amplifier, of course. It had 33, 45, 78 RPM. You could vary the pitch, and there was tone control and volume control. Also, there was a socket for mains and line in, and also two headphone sockets. If you didn't want to use the mains, you loaded it with, I think it was 6 D-cell batteries, which is quite a lot. It made a fairly lightweight record player, quite a bit heavier though, not incredibly heavy though. But on the other hand, the battery life with these 6 D-cells batteries were quite good, so can't really complain. What I particularly liked by this little record player was when you connected it to a better speaker or amplifier, or when you listen with yourself headphones, it sounded quite good. And one thing that I've been impressed by in later years is the fact that the motor is so steady and there weren't any buzzing or hums or disturbances from the mains or anything. And then, as I said, the motor very steady, it keeps a steady pace, and even if it's a cheap or rather fairly cheap and simple gramophone, it was steady though. Reliable, definitely worth using, and also maybe as an extra portable turntable. They later issued a model that had a USB port, but I didn't have that one. So anyway, why am I talking about this turntable that I don't even have here today? Well, you see, I saw a video on YouTube some time ago where they talked about different portable vinyl record players, and they brought up the PT-01 in that list, like the top 10 portable record players. Not sure I would call all of them portable. Well, portable in the sense that you can actually carry it without trouble. But anyway, there were some of these Crossleys and stuff like that too. But on that list there was the PT-01. I thought, wow, well, I wonder if it's still being made. So I thought, well, look, I have to check this because I thought it had discontinued some time ago. There was a variation that looks a bit like the old PT-01 called Scratch, PT-01 Scratch. No, I mean, I guess it's for DJs who like this horrible scratching stuff that I truly, truly, truly hate. DJs all over the world, stop it. When I looked at that PT-01 Touring turntable online, it looked more like these Crossley briefcase record players. So I thought, well, interesting. Interesting also that it's almost called the same. It's called Numark PT-01. They just added the Touring to the name. And then I managed to see where they sold this record player a bit cheaper. And I thought, well, I'm curious. I'm really curious to see what it's like. So I've ordered it and I've had it delivered. And I thought that we could have a look at it together. I seem to recall that I paid for the PT-01 back in 2006, maybe approximately around $140 or something like that. The new Numark PT-01 Touring, I paid much less for it, so maybe I should expect less as well. I'm interested to see whether this will be as steady and as well in the motor most of all, whether it tracks as good as the old PT-01 did, and well, actually whether it still is a quality product. I mean, the Numark PT-01 back in those days, it wasn't a hi-fi, but I mean it was a fairly good portable turntable or record player, as good as they would be back then. So that's what we're going to have a look at. If the new Touring PT-01 has ruined the name PT-01 by being crap. I don't expect it to be a top quality turntable, top quality record player, but I still am interested to see whether it's fairly alright. And that's what we're going to have a look at. Well, this is the... Oh, it's dusty. This is the box, and looks like this. One thing that I didn't mention about this is a thing that I find is very interesting and a bit unique, is that it has a rechargeable built-in battery. So we do not have to rely on buying new batteries if we don't want to use the mains here. It has built-in speakers, USB conversion, and what more information do we find here? 3-speed, 33, 45, 78 RPM, portable suitcase style turntable, blah blah blah, built-in stereo speaker for great sound. Yeah, well, probably not the bassy though. Rechargeable battery for hours of enjoyment. I've heard that the after charging it will last for maybe 4 hours. High quality cartridge and stylus included, no setup required. Well, high quality cartridge and stylus, so yeah. No comment. That depends on what you mean by that. USB cable and 45 RPM adapter included, yeah, alright. Headphone output for private listening. Only one headphone output, not two as in the old PT-01. 3.5mm auxiliary input for playing other devices. So if I want to connect my good old project via the pickup amplifier, I can do that if I want to listen to that through the speakers of this machine. Okay, all right. Let's have a look then. It has this special new electronics smell. Okay. Well, this is plastic, as we... Okay. still. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Okay, can you remove these? Not sure. Aha! Okay. Felt mat. Yeah. It looks a bit Crossley-like in its appearance, but I'm not going to judge it yet. Okay, we have auto stop on or off. We have 33, 45, and 78 RPM here. Not sure if I'm not really sure what I'm filming here. Today I got a flexi disc here with it's actually like a test record, or to allure some customers to buy the full box set by Reader's Digest's box with the Swedish dance band Ingmar Nordström, their big box party hos Ingmar Nordströms. And well, we're supposed to put a coin here when it's so let's see if we can get some sound into this.
Hej, det här är Ingmar Nordström.
Yeah.
Jag ska hälsa från hela min orkester. Vi tycker alla att det är väldigt roligt att vi nu genom det bästa fått möjlighet att själva välja ut melodierna till den första helt kompletta samlingen av de låtar som vi på våra många turnéer landet runt märkt är de mest önskade och omtyckta. Party hos Ingmar Nordström.
Well, it is. I don't hear that many problems with the motor. It seems to keep a steady pace. I don't hear any problems with wow, or even maybe flutter is not for vinyl, but I don't hear any wow. It seems to keep a steady pace. Not sure if it's 100% accurate but it feels all right. Okay, I can use both the speakers here, and if I pull them down to minimum, and now they are connected to my amplifier here. I have to turn it up quite a bit though, but that's all right. The sound is a bit sharp though, if you compare it. But I mean, you shouldn't really compare it to the better turntables. So maybe I shouldn't really compare it, but. And if I. Actually, it's not half bad. It doesn't feel like one of these Crossley ones. It is what it is. It is what it is, and of course it's a bit early to come with a verdict, but so far it looks fine. Looks fine. Sounds fine, rather. Sounds fine. Yeah. I mean, I don't hear any major wow. I don't hear any problems. I don't hear any disturbing sound from the mains or from the. I don't hear any bass. I don't hear. So, of course, we don't know about the build. Sorry, we don't know about the building quality. But it feels One thing that this doesn't have is variable speed, where you can actually alter the pitch a bit, but then it's not the thing that I really look for. Quite a lot of talk though from the Cartridge. Joe King Carrasco, Tough Enough. Joe King Carrasco and the Crowns, Tough Enough. This is a vinyl 78 from the late 70s on stiff. And we can hear some hum from the motor when it spins this fast. But let's hear. Oh. And you can hear it also. Okay, well, maybe it's time for me to give some sort of verdict now on the new Numark PT-01 Touring. I've been using it for several days now, trying out different stuff. I tried to, well, before I was playing it while I was charging it, and when I tried the headphones, I noticed that there was a bit of a hum inside in the headphones when you listen through headphones, and that's of course not that good. And that didn't come from the actual motor; it came from somewhere else. And also, you noticed a bit of a, well, you heard some disturbance from the motor when you played the records through the headphones, not when you hooked it up into, well, either, well, into some better speakers, or when you listen through the built-in small tiny speakers. So also another thing that I've noticed is that well, the cartridge is not that good, quite heavy tracking. I wouldn't go as far to say that it's the quality of a certain brand that's whose name starts with C and ends with Rosley. But it's not as good as the Numark PT-01 that I bought 12 years ago. I didn't really expect that either, because that was a more expensive portable record player. I have to say that it seems to keep a very steady pace. I mean, the motor, I don't hear that much wow. So that's good. I also tried to use a USB feature by hooking it up to the computer and do some transferring of, well, transferred some music from the turntable to the computer. I used the Magic's Audio Cleaning Lab, one of their programs, and I've used that for many years, and I'm quite happy with it. And it works. It's a quite good built-in USB amplifier. It works, and better than the ones that I've tried in previous USB record players that I've used. Although I have to say I haven't used any USB turntable feature for many years now. So anyway, but the problem is still it's a cheap cartridge. It's a very sharp sound. Doesn't really get that bassy even when you add it to some bassier speakers and so on. So it is what it is. It's not hi-fi, but I have to say it's perfectly okay to listen to your old, well, top of the pop cheap albums that aren't really that valuable. It doesn't sound awful, it doesn't sound great, but to have in the background playing works perfectly fine. So would I recommend it as a starter turntable? Yeah, but I would also suggest that you upgrade as soon as possible. But it is a fine starter turntable. Oh, fine. It's okay for a starter turntable. Maybe I would still pick the Audio Technica LP60 that I've tried before and I think is fairly okay, even though the motor I am not too impressed by the motor there, but anyway, it has better sound, a better cartridge, and a better stylus. One great thing with this is the fact that it had this lever to lift the needle and sink it down very gently. I didn't expect to have that. One bad thing is that you have to have the auto stop turned off while you play vinyl singles, or the auto stop sets in a bit too early, just at the end of the recording of the vinyl single. But when you play the LP, it's alright, no problem whatsoever. Yeah. So again, would I recommend it? Not. No, I don't think I would really recommend it. But I wouldn't say stay away from it or set it on fire or blow it up, blow it to pieces. It has some charm and some okay-ish qualities. Not for the hi-fi lover, not for the seasoned turntable enthusiast. But as a starter turntable, you could go way worse than this, I guess. So, will I keep it? Yes, I will keep it. And I will bring it out now and then when I feel like it. But it won't take the place of any other turntable in my, turntable collection. Okay. Thanks for watching. I hope this made some sense to anyone out there in YouTube land. And bye for now. And thanks for watching.